this tutorial. If you watched the previous tutorial, you know it's time to try Ubuntu in one machine alone. I have earlier said there is 4 ways to try Ubuntu. It is actually a 5th way. You could use a virtual machine like I did when I did these tutorials. And I simply start by showing how to set up a virtual machine. I should directly say there is several different types of virtual machine software. I use VirtualBox, but you could use another software too. This virtual machine software is available on Windows 2, so you could install it and simply run a Linux machine inside Windows. Set up a new machine is simple. Click New, follow the step-by-step guidance. Start by choosing a name. This software identifies the system directly by the name you gave it, and already identify that it is Linux and an Ubuntu system. But you could change this if you want. This affects settings like time and so on, how it's handled in the virtual machine. Little more memory and default. Here we should choose the hard drive. Here you choose the type of hard drive. I go for default. Here is if the hard drive should be dynamic or static. Dynamic means that the file on your hard drive, your physical hard drive, will increase when more data are added to the virtual hard drive inside the virtual machine. Fixed size is a little faster, but it also take up more space, even if you not use the space inside the virtual machine. I will have a little bigger hard drive. 20 GB will be suitable for this tutorial. Here you have a summary of the hard drive creation. Here the summary of the whole machine. To open up a virtual machine, you could see here that every virtual machine in this virtual software have a hard drive. You can see here this is a SATA hard drive, but you could also simulate an IDE if you want, and a CD-ROM driver. Step forward now is the same for the physical machine as for the virtual machine. Start the machine, and the first thing we will do is to insert the CD-ROM. You could here choose between use the physical CD-ROM in your computer and simply insert an ordinary CD-ROM, or run from an ISO file with simulator CD-ROM inside of the virtual CD-ROM driver. I choose the ISO file. It's slightly faster because it's run from the hard drive instead of a physical CD-ROM. And now we simply wait for the system to boot. If you end up at the prompt there say no bootable media or something, you maybe not have been fast enough to insert the CD-ROM. Simply press the settings to start the computer. And it could be good to have the instruction for the motherboard, because how you activate the CD-ROM and boot from CD-ROM drive could be a little tricky, as we probably saw in the first tutorial. This takes little time, so we're doing a time skip here. Time to start the installation. Here you choose the language, here you choose Try Ubuntu, and here Install. I will use English for this tutorial, so press Install. Here confirm that you have enough space, connect to internet, and here you choose if you want to download updates. I skip the updates so the installation goes a little faster. Here you could install additional software for MPEG-3 layer, but I skipped that too. You could install some of this stuff later. Here you could choose between what you will do with the hard drive. You could simply go for board and use the whole hard drive and use the default and nothing more. I will do it a little more tricky and set up the hard drive the manual way, but the choice is up to you. Right, here we have a completely empty hard drive. The first thing we need is a partition table. We start by creating that. We should do a rather pretty simple thing here. So we start by saying here we choose the file system type. I'm satisfied with the default. The mount point, and we should have the root system here. And now we should have around 4 gig left. And I want that to be primary, and we should use this area as a swap space. Alright, I can explain what we did once time for. We'll start by creating a partition table. That is simply a set of data which describe how the hard drive look like. After that we create this partition, which are type exit4, which are like NTFS is a file system, and call it as a mount point root. It's the root system for the computer system. So here you have software and data and so on. And here we create a swap partition, which are an extra area for data which not are stored in the RAM memory on the computer. And now we are ready to start the installation. Here we choose the time zone and satisfy the choice. Here we choose the keyboard layout. I'm not satisfied with this choice. I should change it. Now Swedish. Here you choose your name, your full name. That is the name which will be used for emails, program and so on. Here your computer name, and first account you create now will also be an account which have root privilege or sudo privilege, which are the same as administrator privileges. And there we have answered all the questions. Now we wait for the installation to run and be completed. This takes some time, so we do another time skip here. Alright, now the installation is finished. What we need to do now is to restart the computer, and hopefully everything goes well and then will boot as it should do. So press restart now. And here they want us to remove the CD-ROM from the CD-ROM driver. So let me simply check here. Yes, the CD-ROM have been removed, and after that we press enter. Now it will take some time again, so we do another time skip here. We have arrived at the login scene. Okay, here we have two accounts for the moment. One is called guest session. It is a special account for guests. It's a temporary account, so they could use the computer, store data and so on, but the account will be deleted and the data so after they have logged out. So save data to a USB memory or something like that if you want to save it. Here we have an ordinary account which we create earlier. So we simply log on. I can tell you now that I plan to create a new tutorial about how to keep the computer safe in the simplest way by doing updates of the computer. And now should we see if the system working as it should do. Yes, there we have a working system. That was everything I have to show you. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.